This is a T422 production.
If you want to talk some Simpsons, we do it with distinction. Insert brain here. With Springfield in our vision, our spirit is embiggened. Insert brain here. Flanders, Quimby, Otto, Mendoza, Beamer, Battle on. Insert brain here. We've got Simpsons to ponder. Here comes David and Connor. Insert brain here.
Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host David, and with me, as always, is my co-host Connor.
Don't podcast so close to me. That's me, I'm here.
Yes, you are.
Classic Sting reference.
Very good. Today we're going to be talking about Radio Bart. The 13th episode of the third season of The Simpsons.
Correct.
The original air date is...
It's the 9th of January, 1992. We're finally into 92, David.
We are
We
indeed.
spent so much time toiling away in 91. It feels like a breath of fresh air, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes, it does. It's a breath full of something.
And there it goes.
Yep. All of it.
Back to staleness.
Good, good. So, speaking of stale air,
Where are you going with this?
I don't fucking know. Something about stale air in a well or something. I don't know. Give me a recap, man.
Wow, your professionalism knows no bounds. Well, you see, it's Bart's birthday, and he gets a couple of gifts. He gets a little outfit from Martin Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a label maker from Patty and Selma, and most importantly, he gets a radio, a kind of karaoke machine type radio thing from Homer, his father.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides to start doing pranks with this radio, eventually culminating in the speaker half, the output, if you will, going down to the bottom of a well.
Mm-hmm.
And Bart uses his microphone to convince the people of Springfield that there's a little boy trapped in the well.
Yes.
To the point where the people of Springfield are rallying together in support of this little boy, this lovely little boy, including Sting and other
Yes.
celebrities of Springfield.
Yep.
They even release a hit song,
They
Sending
do
Our
indeed.
Love Down the Well.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lisa discovers that Bart is the one, after this prank, this lie has gotten way out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa discovers that it's Bart,
Yeah.
and there's no little boy, and he's pulling a fast one.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll get away with it because the police in this town couldn't catch a cold. Lisa says, I bet you're dumb enough to have used your birthday label maker to put a label on that speaker box that reads property of Bart Simpson. And he gasps because that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bart's like, I need to get down there and get it out before people find out, you know. I don't know what his plan is in general after he gets that speaker out of there. If they ever
Probably rip off the property of Bart and put the speaker back so he can continue the prank.
I asked him if he was just going to lower himself down and get it and then leave. At which point, if people ever go down there to look for little Timmy after he stops talking, they're not going to find his skeleton. You need to steal a little boy's skeleton from the graveyard, put that in the well.
Yeah.
But all does not go to plan, for Bart himself falls into the well,
Mm-hmm.
and the police officers who are guarding it leave him down there. He has a stone on his leg, just like the boy,
Yes.
the fake boy.
Yes.
Yeah, and then people pack up and leave. The little media circus that had gathered give up because they don't like Bart. They like the original boy who wasn't real,
Yep.
who was also technically Bart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Homer starts digging to get Bart out of this well.
Yeah.
And groundskeeper Willie and a bunch of other people, and eventually policeman frontman Sting
Yeah.
join them.
Yeah.
And they dig Bart out of the well. And all's well that ends well.
Ah, I see what you did there. Very
What
good.
did, what did I do?
I don't know. Something.
Name another policeman song. Roxanne, you don't gotta pull out the red light. Is that like my Sting impersonation? It's like
That
he's in the
was
room.
pretty decent, actually.
Roxanne.
Yeah, he's not actually that good a singer, is he?
No, but he's very charming.
Yes.
I like Sting.
I like Sting too.
Remember that show, Only Murders in the Building, that we watched the first episode of?
Yeah.
I've seen the first season, and Sting is in that for a few episodes
Is
as himself.
Nice. That's cool.
Aye. Well, David, it's time for Eye on Springfield. That's kind of the sound of Eye on Springfield. That's the sound of Eye on Springfield, a segment in this show where I cover characters who made their first appearance in this episode. Remember when I used to get you to guess who they were continually, right?
Yeah.
Until you got it right or you gave up in anguish. And then eventually, after that as well, I would get you to tell me what you thought of that character.
Yeah.
This is a much shorter segment now, and these episodes aren't an hour and a half anymore.
Good.
David, who is Toby?
Is that the little boy that Bart is pretending to be that's stuck down the bottom of the well, i.e. the radio?
Wrongo.
Alright, fair enough.
Toby is one of the little boys at Bart's birthday party.
Oh, okay.
He passes him and he says, "Hi, Toby, how you doing?"
Oh, okay, fair enough.
David, who is Sting?
Is that Sting?
Yes.
See, this is how you know that Connor hasn't actually fully organised.
Because I would have looked up his real name and asked you
Gordon,
that.
I think it is, or is it George or something like that? It's something stupid like that. It's like
fucking weird.
It's like, well, I say stupid like that. It's a fucking name, isn't it?
Imagine being called George or something fucking stupid like that.
It's Gordon. It's Gordon Matthew Thomas, whatever the fuck, and you'd have been like, "Who's Matthew Thomas?" Whatever.
Yeah, I would have done something. Or I would have read you his initials and been like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, aye.
Or I would have made up a fake name. That's
Who's
my
GMT? Whatever his last name is.
I'd have been like that, David. That was my fan fiction name for Sting.
That was it. Yeah.
That's his secret name in my fan fiction. Do you not fucking know that? You not paying attention?
I'm waiting for the day where you're like, who's, and then you say a name, and it turns out that it's a lookalike for Sting.
You're giving me ideas here.
I'm waiting for that day because it'll fucking happen.
Who is Wally Weasel?
Wally Weasel. Oh, that's the Weasel character from Bart's birthday party event.
The kind of Chuck E. Cheese Five Nights at Freddy's looking motherfucker.
Aye, that's the one.
Motherfucker. David, who is Timmy?
Is that the person that Bart was pretending to be?
Correct,
That was
David.
stuck at the bottom of the well.
That is correct, yes.
Very good.
David, who is Rosarita?
Who's what?
Rosarita.
Rosarita. I have no idea. Is that one of the animatronic characters at Bart's birthday?
Wrongo.
Okay.
Rosarita is the dance instructor that Bart has his face buried in the pussy of.
Right, yes. Yeah, the it's like tango or something.
That's correct. Tango dancer.
Yeah.
She's apparently Argentinian.
Yeah. Okay. And in love with a 10-year-old boy based on that weird reaction.
Pedophilia.
Yeah.
David, who is Socrates?
That's like Socrates, the philosopher.
Wrongo. That's the bird. That's the falcon.
All right, the one that flies off.
Yeah, and you can't pin bullshit on me because he says the name in the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, that's fair. I was trying to figure out who the fuck the philosopher rocked up in that episode to be there.
David, who is Bartron?
Bartron. Oh, that's who Bart pretends to be the alien invasion thing.
Yeah, good pull, that is correct.
Yeah.
I thought I had you there. David, who is Funky C, Funky Do?
What the fuck? Funky C, Funky Do. I have no idea. TV personalities?
You're not wrong, but I'm going to give you a wrong-o.
Okay.
Funky C, Funky Do are a popular music duo. In the Simpsons universe, they are known for their song I Do Believe We're Naked. When the host of the music thing is talking about how we're sending our love down the well has been dethroned from first place, this is the song that takes over from them.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
David, who is Corey?
Corey. Was that another person that was attending Bart's birthday?
Wrong-o.
Okay.
Corey is the boy that Lisa has a crush on the cover of Non-Threatening Boys magazine.
Right, the one that when Milhouse and Bart were listening in to them talking, Lisa and whoever that girl is again,
Janie.
that's it, were chatting away about who she had a dream about that she married or something.
Something like that. Yep.
Piss.
David, who is Kiefer?
Kiefer?
Kiefer.
Is that someone else that's on that cover?
Yes, David, it is.
Right.
What gave that one away?
The fact that there are 3 people on that cover, and I guess the fact that you might have
Turn that
the other tit on
I
there.
could have
as
been
well.
a real bastard because there's actually 4 people on the cover. It's
okay.
Corey, and Kiefer. And I could have been like, David, who's Corey? Because you're not going to guess
David,
that twice.
Who's Corey?
Or 3 times. Who is Senor Bivrotti?
Senor Birotti. Is that one of the animatronics?
Yes, David, very well done.
Nice.
That is an Italian or Spanish or some such beaver.
That's the one that the tail falls off and he goes on fire.
Yeah, probably. David, who is Lincoln Squirrel?
Is that one of the other? Wait,
That's the squirrel on the newspaper cover that looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Wrong-o.
I was gonna say.
Can't believe you fucked that one up.
I was gonna say that there was a squirrel somewhere else, but yeah, it was a second guess, I suppose.
Aye. David, who is phone operator? We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I fucking tell. Is that the phone operator?
What role does he play in the episode?
He operates the phone.
What scene?
The one where he operates the phone.
Is that your final answer, mate?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
Wrong-o.
Where there was a phone operator.
That's the guy who answers the phone when Homer calls about the microphones.
That was it. He does operate a phone, and that is the scene where he operates the phone.
I'm going to give you a wrong-o anyway.
Yeah, I know, because I had no idea where the
We're
fuck it
looking for
was.
mention of the microphone stocks.
Yeah.
That's a famous meme now.
Alright.
Whenever like a video game does a super rare limited edition,
Right.
or like Funko Pops, you know,
Rare
Funko Pops, and it's like, you have any more of those rare Funko Pops in stock? You go, yeah, we've got a couple, and it's like a warehouse full.
Yeah.
David, who is Falcon Trainer?
That's the guy who loses Socrates.
Correct. David,
Yes.
who is who is Phineas Q Butterfat?
Phineas Q Butterfly. The fuck? Is that one of the other people that was suggesting ways of getting the little boy out of the well? Was that the one with the hook and the chocolate? And it was like, with this I'll be able to pull him out.
Wrong-o.
Okay.
Phineas Q Butterfats is the name of the place that Bart goes to get his birthday sundae. It's Phineas Q Butterfats 5,600 flavours ice cream parlour.
Jeez. Hey, any more scraping that barrel, we're gonna end up with some fucking wood.
David, who is reporter?
Would that be the reporter? The one that was sitting there going, that's a story.
Wrongo. Reporter is the title given to that guy who hosts the show where he's going like, well, Funky C, Funky Do have dethroned Sending Our Love Down the Well. Apparently he's a reporter.
That makes no fucking sense. He's a fucking DJ of some kind.
Look, man, it was either that or the voice actor's name, so count yourself fucking lucky. Casey Kasem was the voice actor, by the way, for that character.
I'll never remember that.
Casey Kasem, I think he does the voice of Scooby-Doo.
I'll still never remember it.
Like Scooby-Doo the fucking dog.
Yeah.
Rut-row.
I'll remember that.
David, who is music announcer? Music announcer is a man who presents a television show which showcases live music performances. He announced when Funky C, Funky Do is about to perform after a commercial. I don't decide who's the first appearance, I just read them off the internet. And sometimes I make them up.
Yeah.
But not this week, those were all real. That's the end of Eye on Springfield. What did you think of this episode of The Simpsons? Radio Bart.
I thought it was a good episode, and I thought that the
Devious little bastard.
I'm aware every time.
Slipping in your old classic.
I think that it sort of signals a bit of a step up in the level of prank that Bart is willing and able to do.
We do also have our covert lesson learned episode.
Mm-hmm.
People used to really relate to how much of a punk Bart was and how he was living on the fringes of society and a real bad boy.
Hmm.
He sure does cry a lot.
Yeah, he does.
He sure does learn his lesson a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does indeed. He actually, seems genuinely happy about the fact that Homer, helps him out the well and stuff.
I understand why a little boy would be scared of being trapped at the bottom of a well.
True.
You ever been down a well?
Yeah, actually.
I've never been down a well, and I don't think I have anyway.
I was digging out a shallow well. It was quite shallow, it wasn't that deep.
I've seen the movie Ring, or Ringu in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh my god, at the bottom of the well, look! It's 3 blind mice. I've sent a bucket down, they're putting something in the bucket.
What is that, Connor? What are they putting
Trivia!
I'm glad they decided to stay down at the bottom of the well and just handed off the trivia.
Well, they're pretty big mice.
Right.
So the bucket would overtip.
Oh, of course, because they're still
rats,
oversized mice from last time.
Why were they oversized last time? What happened?
I don't remember. They were massive mice.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
When they died, they lit on fire.
Yeah, it was different mice.
Is it different mice?
Different mice.
Oh, we recast.
Yeah, we did.
It's like when they made the Crow City of Angels.
Yeah. Definitely went downhill.
Eventually we'll be in our Crow Wicked Prayer of mice. There's an Argentinian rock band, David.
Okay.
Called Timmy O'Toole. And they took their name from this episode.
Oh,
They named
nice.
themselves after this.
Cool.
Homer stating that Sting is a good digger is a reference to the fact that Sting worked as a ditch digger before becoming a musician.
Oh, and had
And
no
al-
idea about any of that.
And also before he worked as a teacher.
Yeah, I knew he'd worked as a teacher at one point, but...
That's what that song Don't Stand So Close to Me is about.
Right.
But fucking his students.
Yeah.
The producers originally approached Bruce Springsteen to appear in this episode because he had participated in the charity song We Are the World, on which We're Sending Our Love Down the Well was based.
Right.
Springsteen declined.
Okay.
So the role was offered to Sting instead.
Right.
You know, there's that scene where they're in the tunnel that they've dug, and
Mhm.
Apu goes, "The canary," and it's died.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that's a reference to how miners used to use canaries in coal mines to because canaries are more susceptible to gases and such.
Yeah.
But the band The Police, whose frontman is Sting, actually have a song called Canary in a Coal Mine.
Yes.
Funny little, there's a little bit for you.
Yeah.
More of a coincidence than trivia.
But it's here anyway.
This story was partially inspired by a true story.
Okay.
On the 16th of October 1987, an 18-month-old girl, Jessica McClure, fell into an abandoned well. Rescuers dug a parallel shaft and rescued her.
Ah.
Hey, yo.
There we go. Very good.
The TV advert that the superstar celebrity microphone that Homer watches was inspired by a popular Ronco Mr. Microphone commercial from the late 70s. In this advert, a boy becomes popular and scores with the girls by using his microphone to be on the radio. Both the fictional advert in the show and the real advert feature a boy riding by in a car full of his friends and saying, "Hey, good looking, we'll be back to pick you up later."
Wow.
Oy, we'll need to use that one in real life.
Yeah, give it a shot and probably get shot for it.
Probably.
Mm.
Probably. In the superstar celebrity microphone commercial, the boy sings the 1975 song "Convoy" by Bill Fries.
Mm-hmm.
Or Fries. Depends on if it's winter or summer, I suppose. The producers originally wanted him to sing "The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald" by Gordon Lightfoot.
Okay.
This is a song about the sinking of the bulk carrier SS Edmund Fitzgerald on Lake Superior. However, the licensing arrangement would have required the producers to get permission from the families of the 29 crewmen who died on the ship.
Wow.
So Convoy was used instead.
Yeah, I can see why.
It didn't even try.
Yeah.
This episode was partially based on Ace in the Hole from 1951. This sees the story of a down-and-out journalist exploiting a story about a man trapped in a cave to restart his career.
Right.
David, when Bart is crying in the well and Homer decides to dig him out, he says, "That's all I can stand, I can't stand no more." This is a reference to which famous cartoon character?
I have no idea, man.
Popeye.
Fair enough. I didn't watch much Popeye as a kid.
David, this is the first episode in which what Simpsons character speaks? It's not Maggie before you fucking
right.
say.
I was going to say...
God damn.
Because I was going to say, she doesn't actually speak.
You absolute fool. It's not Maggie, it's someone else. A character who's usually silent, or has been thus far.
Simpsons character who's usually silent. Was it Rod or Todd? One of the two of them?
It was Sideshow Mel.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
He sings in the song.
Yeah.
As we previously mentioned, the song "We're Sending Our Love Down the Well" is a parody of several popular 80s charity songs, including "We Are the World" and "Do They Know It's Christmas."
Yeah.
Fun fact, Sting, who is in this episode singing "We're Sending Our Love Down the Well," is on "Do They Know It's Christmas."
Yes. Yeah.
That's a weird song.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You didn't celebrate Christmas in Africa?
Not
the parts of Africa you're singing about. Sting.
Probably.
Who else is in that song? Paul McCartney?
Oh.
Freddie Mercury?
What's his face from
Elton John?
U2 as well.
Bono?
That's it.
What's her name? Cyndi Lauper. I think she's
Cyndi Lauper's in it, yeah.
She's in the original, yeah. And probably Madonna.
Aye, probably.
I have a Who Complained and Why.
Oh, here
I'll
we
save
go.
it for... You want to do it now?
Okay.
David, it's time for Who Complained and Why.
Here we go.
Who complained about this episode and why? Bear in mind this can also contain things that are not in the episode, or things that were at one point going to be in the episode, or things that exist out with the episode in the wider world.
Yeah. It could be absolutely anything.
Yep. So David, who complained and why?
Okay.
Sorry, this is a segment in which I take a bit of trivia and I twist it around and I throw it in David's face.
Yeah.
Now you can go.
Okay. Who would complain about this episode? Is it in relation even a little bit to do with the fact that Bart was stuck down a well? Like a 10-year-old boy in danger kind of thing?
No.
Great. I don't know, you got a clue, mate? You got a clue for this?
It's earlier in the episode than the well. Or it would have been. Your eye roll there picks up great on the microphone.
I'm glad. I am glad.
To hear it.
Yeah.
That was a Spider-Man 2 reference I just did. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. I am glad. So David, who complained and why? Think about my context clues that I just gave you.
About the fact that it's before the well, or it would have been.
It would have been. So what does that mean?
Means it's not in the episode.
Who complained and why? So who complained if it was something that didn't end up in the episode? That limits your options.
That would probably be the is it censors?
Correct.
Right, okay. So why would they complain specifically? Did Bart swear at any point?
No.
No, okay.
Do you want me to tell you what character this relates to?
Sure.
Homer.
Oh, okay. Could Homer have actually done that? Would have been censored.
It's not something he does in the episode.
Yeah.
They changed it to something else.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, like what alternative could he have done, especially early on in the episode.
Happens prior to the well.
Yeah. I know I've had quite a lot of clues, but you got anything else?
No.
Then yeah, I'm gonna give up.
Originally, after Homer panics over Bart's phony alien invasion message, he was seen mixing a punch bowl filled with Kool-Aid and rat poison.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna guess that, but yeah, that.
Aye.
Yeah, I can see why that got censored and cut.
Reference to that cult Jonestown.
Yeah.
The censors objected to the suicide reference and thought that more impressionable viewers would be drawn to imitating what Homer had done. So it was changed to Homer grabbing a shotgun to run out and defeat the aliens.
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily agree that more impressionable viewers would try and imitate that.
Some
but
dumb arses out there.
Yeah, true. But I wouldn't say that would be. I would have taken it out personally. I wouldn't have had that in there either.
Yeah, no, I don't blame them for that. That's a strange one to include.
Yeah, and I like the shotgun reference. Sort of running around with the shotgun to go fight the aliens.
It feels more in character as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually an alien in this episode. We've kind of jumped back to Ion Springfield here. Where's the alien in this episode,
Oh
David?
God, I thought it was free.
It's I'll give you a clue. It's a Rigelian.
Yeah.
That's the kind of alien it is. That's the race.
Mm-hmm.
A Rigelian.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help you?
No.
Interesting.
What is a Rigelian? What kind of
A
alien
Rigelian is Kang and Kodos' species.
Right. Okay.
I'm
see
shocked.
one of those. It was it. I have no idea where it was.
Well, it's when they show the panning shot of the digging down next to the well, and you see the treasure chest and the dinosaur
sort of
skeleton fossil.
Yeah.
And then you also see the a Rigelian in their little spaceship, the skeleton of that.
Right.
Yep. Okay, David. My last bit of trivia. This episode along with Season 2's 3 Men in a Comic Book,
Mm-hmm.
were both repeated the week of the 1992 Los Angeles riots.
What?
Yep. That's a bit of trivia right here I have.
Why?
Why what?
Like, why specifically these 2 episodes?
I don't think it had anything to do with the Los Angeles riots. I think they were probably just being shown on TV.
Yeah, but why specifically? Why is that a piece of trivia then if it's not related even remotely to the riots? It's like, let's show these ones where it's like someone being a hoodlum and then going, actually, that's not a good idea. We've learned our lesson. Let's repeat these ones where we've got some riots going on. What the fuck is that about?
You know what? You're right. I'm dropping this trivia back down the well, and I'm cutting the rope to that bucket, and I'm putting the lid on top of the well, and I'm leaving those mice to starve to death.
Glad we're gonna have to recast them again.
Maybe we'll go with a different gimmick.
Maybe. So, Connor.
Yes, David.
You've asked me what my thoughts of the episode were.
Are you going to flip it back onto me?
What were your thoughts of the episode?
You know, I like this episode a lot. I think
really flipping roles.
Hold on, no, I'm
know,
going somewhere with my one.
Yeah.
I think Sting is a great guest. I actually wish he was in more than just one episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I never say that about. I didn't say that about
Pretty
Michael
much
Jackson. I'll tell you that much for fucking free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great episode. It's one of the ones that I would say starts out strong. I love the birthday stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in retrospect with how popular Five Nights at Freddy's has become.
Yeah.
The idea of like a rundown Chuck E. Cheese kind of place is funnier and funnier.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's an episode where Bart plays Five Nights at Freddy's down the line.
I don't know. I don't recollect it, but there's a lot of episodes that I don't remember and some I haven't seen.
Oh, you wouldn't have seen those ones because that would have been between 2014 and now.
Then I probably haven't seen it, no. I probably haven't seen it, no. I realised I went instead of haven't seen it.
Right. And then, you know, the stuff about once that radio goes in the well, I think the story kind of loses its footing a little bit.
Seems to get a bit sidetracked a lot.
It's alright. And then when Bart's in the well, it's like, well, obviously Bart's going to end up in the well so he can learn his lesson. And at that point, you're kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
But, I still like the episode a lot. I think the reveal that the setup and payoff of Bart getting the label maker and putting property of Bart Simpson on everything, including like the dog's head and Homer's behind his big fat ass.
Yeah.
Of course, he'd put it on
the
boombox,
the little radio thing or whatever.
Yeah, the output device.
Yeah.
Of course, he'd put it on that, you know.
Yeah.
And I like how the pranks beforehand kind of they grow and grow and grow, and
Mm-hmm.
you really get the sense that he's, as much as Homer's annoyed, he's also I think Homer's given a really good depiction in this episode as like an actual caring father. He really wants Bart to like what he gets him for his birthday. He really is actually trying.
Yeah.
Or he thinks he's trying anyway.
Yeah, he thinks he's trying. Then all gets undermined when he ends up live on TV. And he's like,
Oh yeah.
oh, what do we? It's not our fault. It was an accident. We didn't want him.
Which ties into last week's episode where we actually saw that happen.
Yeah, it does.
We really are sending our love down the well for this episode, I think. I think that might be one of my favourite parts of the episode, though, is the parody of those songs where he'd get a bunch of 80s musicians in a room and they'd sing some sort of sappy, tone-deaf song for charity.
Yeah.
There's the two that I mentioned in trivia. There's a third one that I can't put my finger on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Live Aid? Was that a song or was that just a concert?
That was just a concert, I think. We've got...
there was definitely one that Freddie Mercury
Feed
is
the
on.
World.
That's it, Feed the World.
Feed the World.
Feed the World.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be copyright struck for that. No, there we go. There's my general thoughts on the episode.
Very good.
I've rambled for a little bit.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think I would definitely agree with the fact that the story does lose its way a bit as it goes on and on. And yeah, we're at the end. We're just going through the motions. We know what's going to happen. We know he's getting rescued. We know this, and he has to learn his lesson, all that kind of gumph. And we're just going to go in with it at that point.
Yeah.
But I do like the episode as well, and I think that they did okay for the fact that they had to go through the motions for Bart to learn his lesson.
Yeah.
They did okay because they did put in like the little snippets here and there that made it quite funny, which is like the squirrel reporter thing that was going on.
Yeah.
And other little tidbits or little flashes of things there.
You know
I quite
what's
liked.
You know what's strange?
What's that?
Krusty's doing a birthday thing on Bart's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? And then he says, "Well, here's today's birthday, boys and girls." Is that does Krusty do that every episode? Do you think?
Probably if there's enough people that pay for it, because remember Bart said there was like $7 or $8 or something, best whatever.
But he says like today as if it's a daily thing, but we never see it before or after this episode.
No,
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Sideshow Mel really has it rough.
Yeah, he gets lit on fire, I think, at one point.
He does.
What else I have to say about this episode? Someone, an ex, actually sent me on my birthday the song from this episode. You know the one, the Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
You're the birthday. That one.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the last thing I have to say.
Very good.
Aside from David, what's your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked? This is a segment in this show where I asked David for one bit of animation he actually quite liked in this episode of The Simpsons. So David, what is your one bit of animation that, well, you actually quite liked?
Well, Connor, my one bit of animation that I actually quite liked.
Have you got one?
I'm going to go with the animatronics singing the birthday
The
theme.
bit I was just talking about.
The bit you were just talking about. The tail falling off of the beaver and the beaver going on fire. I thought that was hilarious. It really sort of reminded me quite heavily while I was watching it of the Goofy movie.
I've never seen it.
Have you? Wait a fucking minute. What?
Maybe I haven't, I just don't remember it, but I have no memory of having seen it. I know that it exists.
We need to find some sort of way of getting that on our other podcast.
Our other podcast, Movie House?
Yes, I want to
if
watch
you tune
that.
into Movie House this Friday, this coming Friday, David, 2
Yes.
days from now,
Yeah.
you will hear us talk about the movie Terrifier from 2016,
Yes.
so that we can ride the algorithmic express of Terrifier 3.
Correct.
Which is in cinemas now.
Yes.
Or it's just left cinemas.
It's
on VOD in 2 months. Did you have anything for Boy? I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder.
I didn't spot anything.
Well, then we're free to go.
Good.
Take us to the outro, please.
All right. This has been Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I've been your host, David, and with me, as always, has been my co-host, Connor.
Pod the world. Do they listen to podcasts?
Oh, well done. That was actually really quite good.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure where you were going to go with it. There was a bit of silence there. I was like, shit, he's not got anything. So.
I'll tell you what, I didn't have anything until I suddenly did.
Yeah.
That's been me. I've been here.
Very good. Very good. Social media. Follow us on Twitter at T422 and Instagram at InsertBrainHerePod. And check out our website, insertbrainhere.podcast.
And also on
page.
Instagram at T422, and for our other
I forgot
show,
about that.
Movie House Podcast. Check out our website, insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io.
That's the one.
leave this podcast a 5-star review, please.
Please.
Please. It really helps us out. Share it to your Instagram story or send it to a friend. Draw a QR code in a public bathroom. Draw a QR code in a public bathroom. Draw a QR code for our show on the wall of a public bathroom. Advertising free blowjobs.
Yeah.
Toothy ones. How else can they promote our show, David? How else can they help us out? Just two hungry boys.
I don't know, man.
Print out a flyer and hand it in at your local police station.
Why the police station?
I don't know. Print something about our show on a T-shirt and then hand it in at a Lost and Found.
Yeah, or
where
just
it'll be lost forever. Put it in a
print it on a T-shirt and then hand it into your local charity shop, and then they'll put it out for sale, and then eventually it'll make its way around the country.
Put every episode of this podcast onto a USB stick and put it in a time capsule, or blast it into space so aliens can listen. That's all from us. We'll smell you later. Bye.
Duh.
C422 Productions, honey boy.